hello, everyone. It's the 25th of May, 2021. We are all over the world. And we're here today with Eduardo and Guillem from EYSS to talk about chess, Holochain chess, elemental chess, whatever we call it. But we're here to talk about chess, see a little bit of a demo and give a quick overview of this very exciting, simple yet profound evolution in human experience and technology.
Great. Should we start with the demo?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Cool, then I'll see if I can share. Yeah, I can share my screen. Yeah, you don't want to see the code.
Ooh.
You want to see this.
Elemental chess.
Yeah. Okay, I'm just going to do the demo without explaining anything underneath, and then we can jump into it. So here are two agents, so two users basically using the app. So at first, they have to introduce their nickname, very, very basic profile information just to be able to reference each other. And this is the main page for Elemental Chess, which is basically like the lobby in which you can start games. So for example, Bob has registered and I can search Bob and then I can send him an invitation. And I want at this point to be able to see both agents. So send the invitation and you can see it popped up in Alice as, okay, Alice sent an invitation to Bob, but reactively, instantaneously, it also popped into Bob's inbox, right? So then if Bob accepts, then they jump into the game.
Wow.
And then, well,
hey, Guillem, I know you wanted to demo. Can I just ask you one quick question about what I just saw?
Yeah.
Because so in essence, is the invitation like an email app kind of thing? Like, is it its own application that you've brought in, that something that you were building elsewhere, or did you purpose build that for this elemental chess?
So both a little of both at the same time. So okay. We didn't have anything that provided that kind of functionality for us. So we basically created a separate module, which is invitations.
Yes, okay.
With its own. It's own zone, basically.
Which we're going to talk later, because one of the key things that Guillem has moved towards on the team is modularity.
Yep.
So, he will be able to explain that you can use that exact same module for something else.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, no, it was, yes, I figured, and I'm sorry for interrupting. It was just the way the screen was laid out. I was thinking, ooh, are they 4 modules here? Okay, this is gonna get very cool very fast.
Okay, so now you are into the game, and well, you can see that there are no moves played yet. It's white turn because in chess it white start, and well, very basic information. And now, well, you can start playing chess. So respond with the Sicilian here. I'm not that much of a chess fan, but I know like 2 openings that I can be cool with, at conversations, and like, well, it's chess, right? So you can see it's not white's turn. So if I try to do anything, it doesn't allow me, and the other way around, right? So yeah, like this.
It also shows you where you can go with each piece.
Yeah. Okay, so now, for example, let's say that white is horrible and they want to resign. So they resign, basically, and now it updates automatically. You resign, Bob wins. Alice resign, you win. You can go back. And then you can see game history, right? So you have the game history of all the games that you played, very, very basic at this point, with just a summary of how many games you won, you lost, you draw. Just let me demo last thing, because this is it, really. It's very, very elemental at this point. pun intended. So let me just show you checkmate. So let me see if I get this right. So like this, and this is the mate del pastor. It's called in Spanish. I don't know how it's called in English. The fool's mate, maybe. So yeah, and checkmate. So checkmate, you win. Checkmate, Alice wins. And you can see now the move history. For now, it's very, very basic. You can we can think about lots of things that can be added on top of this.
One of the things is that game history that you see there. That's the foundation for the work that we are working with Sid about game reputation.
Yep.
Which is his reputation system towards game. That's the bit that is going to go towards that.
Amazing.
Cool. Yeah, David, do you want to talk a bit about how it's made in this modularity fashion? And
well, I think
how do you want to, yeah, go.
So the first thing is, I want to go there second. The first thing is, like, what have we just, like, what is the point of what we've just seen? Because there's already chess.
Right. So there's already chess, but this is, let's say, it's based on another infrastructure. It's based on Holochain, in which you are basically playing peer-to-peer with another agent. So let me just start the game very quickly. Oh no, I'm Bob here. Oops, no, here. Oh, okay, look at that. Huh, okay, that is interesting. That hasn't happened before.
Are you sure you're not on Bob's profile there?
Let's try. Oh yeah, sorry, my bad. So yeah, let me accept. Okay, so these moves that we are doing here are happening peer-to-peer only with the two agents that are playing, right? So there is no one in the middle that is relaying the messages. So you have much more responsiveness, and you don't have a server carrying the load of millions of games at the same time. It's just the two players that are interested in the game. And at the same time, in a lazy fashion, the moves are validated by everyone in the network. So all these moves that you play here are messaged automatically to and immediately to the other player, but they are also published in the DHT in the network, and they are validated. So basically, you're playing a very fast game peer-to-peer with the ability that at any point in time, if someone tries to cheat, they will be caught eventually, right? And this is really different from decentralized infrastructure in terms of costs, performance. So like, for example, Lichess, which is like the open source, most famous chess website, they have to have like big servers to be able to handle the millions and millions of people that have to play with this. And with this, like, only one chess game is very, very light load, right? So if it's only my computer and your computer that have to share that load, that's very, very, like, that's very thin.
I will also add to that is the potential that this has thanks to the infrastructure. Like, you know, if you play chess on one of centralized servers, you will with the work that we're trying to create with the reputation, you will hardly be able to bring that reputation to, you know, to a Microsoft game or EA Sport games or whatever. In here we are trying to prove that, you know, this can be done. And, you know, if you're very good in chess, you know, there is no point of you know, of you starting from zero on a similar or on a game that requires the same skills.
Yep, got it. Okay, so if I ask a really simple question then, or just try and summarize. So there will be chess applications where I'm playing, like, I've bought an application, it's a desktop application, and I could be playing with myself, or I could play over like an internet server with friends. in those kind of applications, all my data is slowly synchronized onto that central server, which is held by the company. And that's kind of an okay model, but I'm going to have to pay, I have to pay for the game, the desktop application. I'll probably pay for the storage. And then the company needs to, it's got to be then, but the company needs to work out how to charge and all of those kind of things. Then, but that model breaks down because for a user, why would I do that when I could just use EYSS or something that's free, right? That's like, and plus I want really the web connectivity. It's way nicer to be playing on website and, you know, playing real time with all of these different players, and it keeps all my information, and I know I'm my grandmaster and all of that kind of stuff. So that's great. So I prefer the web application, and I'm running it like a web application. I don't need to download, install anything. And then all of a sudden, EYSS becomes really popular, and they realize they need to pay for all of these servers like you just described, Guillem. And so to do that, they need to either create patronage, sell advertising, or do anything else. But chess isn't really the easiest monetizable game, right? You just buy a board and play chess. There's not really like a reason for me to want to pay more money to play chess, certainly not at the rate of server costs that increase. So I think what I'm then hearing is in this scenario, we can have a web-based chess application, but the cost is spread by the whatever network is created. So the network might be just this particular game, or like a chess community, or it could be the whole of the elemental chess application, but that probably wouldn't be optimal. And so whoever's in network, and then my games, my reputation can then be broadcast into other ecosystems, other chess domains, or across into other games even, where there might be compatibility on skill and experience. And so the benefit of this, and then what's so cool about it then is what I'm hearing is it effectively gives you like the EYSS kind of experience. For EYSS, it's potentially way better because they don't have to scale up their servers. They're just providing the experience without having to be accountable for this large infrastructure cost. So that's great for them. Completely changes their business. For me as a user, that's great because I don't get sold to when I'm using the application. And then for me as a user, it's even better because stuff I do in this environment is now potentially portable into other environments if I choose to do that.
That's a really good summary.
Okay, yeah, cool. Exactly. Just about to say the same thing.
Okay, I'm really clear. So it's a simple chess application that if we extrapolate this out into other web applications, we can start to see the power and the possibility.
Yeah, exactly.
Phenomenal.
Now, stepping back a bit from chess and trying to move a bit more into Holochain RSM, and Guillem will go into the modularity of it. But one thing that I think is really, really worth mentioning is that, you know, the big majority, about 80% or more of this work was done by someone that has less than 3 months of experience on Holochain. So he's a developer that he just came into the Holochain world into about, you know, not too long ago. So, you know, he will be considered quite a junior developer when it comes to Holochain. And, you know, he was able to do this. Now, you know, Guillem did an amazing work in guiding him on the side of the modularity, which he will move to it. But I think that will help a lot of people that wants to build similar things now.
Incredible. Okay, Guillem, take us away with sort of the RSM and the modularity.
Sure. Yeah, so props to Manuel for doing all this work. He was really great. Okay, so actually, David, you might recognize some of these. Like, I'm quite sure you do. With the local conversation and other projects and so on, we are trying not to build a full-on single-page applications that don't allow for code reusability. Instead, we are taking a much more block-oriented development in a way, right? So each of these blocks actually comes from a different repository.
Yep.
So players is from the profiles repository. Create invitation and pending invitations is from the invitations module, and game history is from the chess module.
Yep.
Right. So this creates like a structure in which if you need some of these blocks, so each of these blocks is a block associated with a zone, which is a Holochain module. If you need that, you just import the zone, import the block, and you're ready to go. And everything works down to the reactivity of the game and so on. A very, very big example for this is that in the DevCam, they are going to be using the profiles and the invitations module. So they have all this work already for free. And
yep.
These modules don't assume that it's about chess. So you can plug invitations into any kind of game, right? And if we want to make another application that's not for chess, but it's for tic-tac-toe, players create invitation, that's all done. And we don't have to do anything else, basically.
Yep.
We could even think about reusing the game history. So I think more and more I'm really excited to be moving in this direction, because if all the projects in the ecosystem are a bit, we talk to each other and are a bit smart about it, we can increase the potential of each other so much. So if I can give you for free all my work, and you give me for free all your work for free in the sense of open source and sharing with the community, like it's building on the shoulders of giants.
Yeah, and again,
Holochain, yeah.
Just to interrupt again, like with that theme, because I want to just slow down something.
Okay.
Like, because I noticed that a lot in the, like, if I think about the difference between the current, let's call it like centralized technology world and the blockchain world, the rate of innovation in blockchain, in my experience, the pace and rate of innovation is significantly higher because smart contracts are open source.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And so you're already getting that movement, and people used to building, forking, experimenting, etc. But the limit, we know how limited smart contracts are. So what we're seeing here is exactly the same thing in way, like taking open source applications, but not, the domain is nowhere near as limited as a smart contract. This is actually, the domain is the web.
Mm-hmm.
And so we're already seeing, to me, the explosion of creativity in the blockchain space, which is missed from a lot of the discourse, which people focus on currencies or whatever they want to focus on. And here, my excitement is that's already now a building and growing industry based on that way of working. Imagine what happens when people realize the power of this over the next 6 to 12 months. The explosion of creativity, because the basics are already going to be built and improved. You know, you really, I can see why, you know, the low code stuff that you're working on, and you know, the way you're thinking about modules, like you could see the possible absolute explosion of creativity because the basics are already there.
Yeah.
For everything.
Yeah, exactly. And it's all about networks effects also. So I think we are doing increasingly a good job of offering more and more functionality, so that developers that come into the ecosystem already come into this mindset. Yep. As opposed as going off and doing their own thing. It's like, oh, wait, I can have 80% of what I need for free. Let me also build the 10% I have to build and offer it also to other people.
Yep.
I'm really, really, really excited about this.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if you have questions on the technicals of this. I don't want to get too much into it. But this is like, all of this is open source, and we can have people go to it. And as I said, for example, yeah, this repository, which is the invitations module, is going to be reused for the DevCam as is, basically. Yep. And anyone can come. There is installation instructions, and it's about plugging it in, basically.
Okay, amazing.
Yeah,
we will share all the repos anyway.
Yeah. Yeah, and then Holochain also adds a new layer, which is with a smart contracts, the state of each smart. So you publish a smart contract, and everyone that wants to interact with that smart contract is going to be dealing with the state in that smart contract, right? In this case, it's actually different, because if I do an invitations module, for example, and there are multiple DNAs that use this invitations module. So the chess DNA, the DevCam DNA, the tic-tac-toe DNA. Actually, the way that Holochain structures the DHT makes it so that the invitations in the chess are not the same as the invitations in the tic-tac-toe, right? So you have compartmentalized state according to the structure of your DNAs that you chose. So if I want to build the chess DNA only for my community or only for my neighborhood, I can reuse everything, but without all the noise that would come from a centralized, quote unquote, state in a smart contract, for example. So you can have much more flexibility with this also, and privacy.
Amazing. Eduardo, I know you've got to go. Is there anything else we want to cover in the last couple of minutes?
No, I think we covered the modularity. We cover the reputation system that we're working with Sid on it. We also cover how easy it's becoming to build on RSM and this modularity, to the fact that Manuel did it, and he did an amazing job, and he's quite junior in this aspect. So I think we cover the demo. We cover mostly everything. Yeah.